Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Homestand TV. I'm your host, Celine Shamarky, alongside my co-host, Justin Pooney.
Celine,
Now,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Survived the winter storm, Snowmageddon. We survived. We are here at work.
It was a trek to get to work today.
It definitely was.
It was a trek.
But we survived.
We did. But you want to know what I was really shocked at? The amount of people that went to the Leafs game last night.
Well, you just hop on the GO train or the subway and you
I
get to
know,
go.
but like...
Now, I know the subway in Toronto right now is kind of dangerous, right? But, you know.
It's really, it's bad. It's bad. But that's like, we're not a news channel.
We're not going to talk
here.
about that, no.
We're not talking about that. But no, I was just shocked because like the news kept saying like, oh, it's going to be horrible last night. Like, don't go out, don't do this. And it wasn't the greatest, but it was like doable to like
They always
go
do.
out.
They always hype it up and it never lives up to that.
Yeah. So, well.
Kind of like the Leafs, right?
Well, the Leafs won last night.
They did.
They won in overtime. Marner, he got the game winner. 19 seconds, I
heard people referring it to like Bobby Orr's goal in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Look, buddy, look. It was not a Bobby Orr goal, but I think it was just the way he flew after.
He didn't fly. He didn't fly.
He like he didn't fly like Orr, but like he did.
It was a good goal.
He was in the air.
It was a good goal. Let's just say it was a very nice goal. A very nice individual effort to cap a decent Leafs win last night.
Yeah, they started pressing more in the near the end of the third. Like that's when they really started like hammering the Rangers a lot more.
They started off well too. They got off to a good start. Holmberg had a really nice goal on the backhand, top shelf. Then I was also impressed with the Rangers. Young guys like Capo Caco, Filipino, like those guys really impressed me. It was a good game. It was a 3-2 game, but it was actually a very good game to watch. Very easy on the eyes. As they would say.
Samsonov also has a 14-0-1 record when playing at home. Who would have thought?
Yeah, and we've been talking about how the goaltending has been kind of up and down lately, but 14-2, and that you're gonna need that type of record at home ice, especially if you get home ice advantage in the playoffs to take advantage of that. So, yeah, all around it was for two teams in the Eastern Conference. The Rangers are a young team. They've had some playoff success. Against the Leafs team that's been there for a while, trying to get to that same level of playoff success. It was a good game. It was a really good game.
It was a good game. And now the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be back on ice on Friday to take on the Ottawa Senators.
Battle of Ontario.
Battle of Ontario. The Leafs should have this one in the bag, but...
Ottawa's not looking too good right now.
Well, that's the thing. You would think the Leafs are going to win against a team that doesn't look too good, but then something always ends up happening. That's what happens.
That is true. That is very true.
Someone we want to talk about. Sorry, something funny just popped in my head. Gary Bettman. Excuse me.
Who?
I mean Gary Bettman.
Oh, you planned to do that.
I planned to do that when I had to do that one. That was the funniest clip, I swear to God, I've ever seen. Anyways, basically.
Anyway, I want to thank Commissioner Gary Bettman and for being here as well. And at the risk of stating the obvious here,
Gary Bettman is saying that teams do not tank. There's no chance that they can tank because it doesn't make sense if they tank, because it doesn't increase their odds. It does increase their odds if they tank. And teams tank. He thinks that it's not, let me rephrase this. He said it's inconsistent with the professionalism that our players and our coaches have to tank. They tank. Justin, they tank.
You know what this is like? Like, remember when you were a kid and your parents told you that Santa Claus isn't real, and you're like, no, Santa Claus is real. I've seen him before. Put the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I've seen who eats all the cookies and milk. Where does all that go? Well, Gary Bettman, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah.
Teams are tanking, especially this year for Connor Bedard.
Oh my gosh.
You're telling me that when McDavid came out and the Buffalo Sabres were openly tanking for Connor McDavid. Yeah. Then you're telling me this year, teams like Anaheim, Chicago, Arizona, they're not openly tanking. They're not spending money now look, the NHL is a salary cap league, right? You can spend to the cap. They have money in escrow. Teams can afford to spend money, right? You tell me they're not spending money because they just want to, they don't want to win? These teams don't want to win, excuse me. They want Connor Bedard, especially this year. And I think Gary Bettman's got to wake up and smell the roses, Celine. I think he's got to understand that, this is a way of that the league works. You see it in the NFL, you see it in the NBA, you see it in the NHL. You don't really see it that much in baseball, but especially in those three leagues where the draft is so prominent, tanking is going to take place because everybody. I was watching the Canucks game on Monday. There was Chicago Blackhawk fans with Bedard 98 jerseys on. You're telling me the team's not tanking? They're tanking. They're trying to get Bedard, right? You're trying to. It's been going on for a while. It's wide open. Teams do it. Gary Bettman, you just got to understand that it does happen.
It happens. I mean, he has to be naive to think that it does not happen. But, you know, I'd be very curious. Well, I'm curious to see where Bedard actually ends up. But could you imagine if he goes to the Ducks?
Imagine if he goes to Vancouver.
Yeah. Could you imagine? I mean, it's a slim.
It's very, like the Canucks are,
chance.
yeah, it's very, but I think
it's very rare. But
the conspiracy theorist in me believes that he might go to Montreal or Chicago.
I swear to God, if this guy goes to Montreal, are you kidding me? They got Slavkovsky last year, and now they're gonna get Bedard.
Slavkovsky's having the best year this year, right? And imagine, but they get Connor Bedard.
And they got Cole Caulfield too. Even Nick Suzuki's good. Like that would be a really.
That's the conspiracy theorist in me. That's the conspiracy theorist in me that believes that the NHL. But I want Connor Bedard to go to a original six franchise like Chicago, like Montreal, to restore the greatness of those franchises. I'm just saying.
Hot take.
It's more of a conspiracy theorist take, but
conspiracy theorist take. Hot take, Justin Pooney. We're going to say hot take.
Thank you. I'll take that title.
You want to know what was hot, though? That performance last night.
Oh, yeah.
TNT, like, that was very interesting. You had Henrik Lundqvist playing the guitar and Paul Bissonnette singing, and they were basically giving a tribute to Rick Tocchet. Justin, what do you think about that? Imagine watching a hockey game and then just watching a concert.
I love this. I love this type of stuff when the NHL does this. The NHL and TNT does. I actually prefer to watch the NHL and TNT broadcasts over the ones in Canada because they're fun, they're informative, and they make the casual fan. Now, me and you are like diehard fans, so we'll watch any game, right? But they make the casual fan interested, right? Stuff like that, or when they had Charles Barkley on, of course they have Wayne Gretzky, like stuff like that. That makes you want to watch, right? And I think the NHL needs more of that. And I think it's great for hockey. It's going to help grow the game because it's bringing personality to hockey. In hockey, we know, players have as much personality as like dead grass, right?
Hey, relax. Players got personality. Maybe not Connor McDavid.
Really?
He doesn't have personality.
Tell me one NHL player that's got a big personality.
Marner is like a good personality. He's funny. What do you mean? He's good.
Mitch Marner's got a big personality?
Not a huge personality, but like he's like he can be a jokester.
Okay.
Yeah,
but look, I think
PK Subban had a personality.
But he got ripped on for his entire career for having a big personality, right?
Yeah.
So
you either love it or you hate it.
Exactly.
I feel like there's no in between.
Exactly.
But this, you love.
I love the NHL and TNT.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Well, that's what we try to do here at the homestand.
Yeah, we're trying to bring some fun to the game of hockey too, and hopefully we have been.
Justin, when the time comes and we're all a couple years down the road, we all kind of move on and stuff. Are you gonna do a tribute for me when I go to Nashville? Do a little tribute, a little bye-bye tribute. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah, you got to pull out the guitar.
I can't play the guitar.
You got to be singer boy.
Certified singer boy?
Certified singer boy. You got to be a certified
By all
singer
means,
boy.
Celine, if you move to Nashville, I just expect a flight and a place to stay, and then you get your tribute.
Thank you, Justin. I cannot wait for that to happen. But we also can't wait to see where Bedard ends up going to. And the Leafs, again, they're on Friday against the Ottawa Senators. So it's going to be an interesting rest of the week. Oh, actually, it's Thursday.
Yeah,
oh
the week's almost over.
Yeah, the week's almost over. That's what happens when you're having fun and you love what you do. But that's all from us today on the Homestand TV. I'm your host, Celine Chamarki, alongside my co-host, Justin Pooney. We will see you back here next week.